I just started playing the cool Viking colony builder game, Aska. I've really been enjoying the game, and I wanted to share my starting experience with you. So, how about some Aska game start tips? Let's go! Hi, it's Drax. This is the part at the beginning of the video that everyone skips. For those of you that didn't jump forward, enjoy watching and listening. Might you consider supporting me further by visiting my Ko-fi or clicking on the join button on this video? Alright, that's it. Back to the video. In this video, I'll share with you a few of the things I've learned while playing through the start of this game. Special note, I call Junta Blood the Blue Rocks. So when watching this video and I say blue rocks, that's what I'm talking about. This is not the definitive list. And remember, I'm not an expert. I'm a gamer, just like you. So here are my start tips in no particular order. At the game start, you'll drop onto the beach. My first tip is to turn around. There's a giant dude standing there by the water. It's so cool. My first time I played the game, I was preoccupied. I ran off. I missed him. So you're standing on the beach and you might think, now what? First, gather the blue stones in the crates in front of you, and then head inland. You need to find a place to start building ASAP. My advice, don't spend too much time roaming around. After you get settled, you'll have plenty of time to spread out and check out the surrounding area. Get off the beach, find some flat land or relatively flat land, and start your settlement. Remember, it doesn't need to be perfect. Did you make a friend? These little dudes on the beach are a bit scary at first, but they're easy to dispatch, even with your fists. What I didn't realize about these dudes the first time I played the game, because I was running away from them, is that they drop fibers and sticks. They also help to level up your combat skill. So, when you see them, attack! When I'm low on fiber, I just make a little run around the beaches and farm them up. Aska has some cool game mechanics. One of them is what I call a Viking radar. By pressing the Z key, the game highlights resources in your area. While the effect is somewhat muted during the day, at night it's amazing. There's no negative to using the scan, so my tip here is to always be pressing Z when out and about. Food and healing are a constant need in the game, just like any good survival game. There are a couple of early game foods that you should be on the lookout for. Berries are abundant at the start. They help with both hunger and thirst, so gather up some berries. Garlic and onions can be found throughout, although somewhat hard to see, but using your Viking radar, they're easy to spot. The cool thing about garlic and onions is that when eaten, they also heal. I always keep a couple in my bag just to help claw back my health. Just like with food, you need water. Unfortunately, the big body of water you spawn next to is salt water, so no drinky. At the start, you have a water pouch, which is full of water, so you have a head start. The pouch can be refilled at any of the water sources in the game, so try to keep it full. Your first water source is found in the ground in rocks. I know, water rocks? These water collectors can be found throughout the world and refill over time. Once you get established, you'll build a rain collector, which doesn't need rain to refill and will also refill over time. Finally, you'll progress to the water well. Now, the well uses the water collector as a source, so my advice is when finding the perfect village location, try to build close to a water rock, so you have easy access to a well. One of the cool game mechanics in Aska is that you can break down almost everything. What do I mean? You're chopping down a tree, and this provides logs, long sticks, bark, sticks, and resin. You can then break down each of these into smaller sticks, fiber, and firewood. It's so cool! The same goes for rocks. You can harvest boulders, which will give you big rocks and small rocks. You can then use the pickaxe to turn the big rocks into small ones. I love this! I've been asking for this in every survival game I've played. It just makes sense. At the start, the small shelters have little purpose for you. Your villagers need them to sleep. You do not. Yes, you can sleep, and this will allow you to heal, but the gain to your health is so incredibly slow. You'd be better off just running and finding some garlic or onions. In other games, you can sleep through the night to progress to the next day. This is not the case in Aska. I guess what I'm saying is there's so much to do at the start, there's no time for sleeping. All the mobs in the games drop something useful. The zombie-looking dudes drop the blue stones you need to summon more villagers. This is yet another piece of information I missed the first time playing the game. They're a bit more challenging to deal with than the stick dudes, but with a trusty club in hand, you can make quick work of them. They are another mob that respawn often in and around beaches, and when you see them, you should stop in and say, "Hi." Flax is life. Need I say more? The other resources in the game seem somewhat easy to gather, especially as the game progresses and you have help from your friendly villagers. Flax, especially at the start, is in high demand. My advice is always be harvesting flax. If you've filled your bags and you're out of room, make some rope. You need that too. You need lots of stone. Collecting it from the ground is something you should never stop doing. See a stone? Pick it up! You'll also need blue stone, so my advice is instead of just harvesting stone from the boulders, you should harvest stones from just the blue nodes at the start. This way you get stones and blue stones. 2 birds, 1 stone, something like that. At its heart, Aska is a colony management game. Having a bunch of villagers doing the work for you is one of the goals of the game. Getting the blue stones and feeding them into the Eye of Odin should be job number 1. My advice here is to always be recruiting new villagers. That Eye of Odin should be running around the clock. Every villager you recruit will need a place to sleep, which means they'll need a shelter. I build the first shelter for my first villager. And then I place the building for the next shelter and wait for my first villager to arrive. All unassigned villagers will be builders at the start. When the first villager arrives, they will build the next shelter. I continue this process for each new villager. It saves you a bit of time, and it also makes it so you always have a shelter ready. Hot tip here, defense early is a waste of time. The attacks that happen at the start are easily thwarted by you and your villagers. My advice here is to craft a couple of clubs for you and your crew, and then when being attacked, be quick to respond. You can clean them up quick and get back to expanding the village. There's no research tree in Aska. To unlock the next cool building, you'll either need to build it or upgrade it. My first time through, I was slow to build the next building or upgrade the ones I had already built. Maybe this is just my playstyle, but it ended up hurting me as the game progressed. Yes, the tutorial gives you some guidance here, but as you progress, keep that unlock train moving. Focus on unlocking the next building and also look for buildings you want to unlock, like the farm. Lastly, the game may seem slow-paced and easy at the start, but it ramps up fast. The early game progression and the speed in which you get the village up and running will help you in the long game. On your first time through, it's going to be hard to know what you'll need to survive that first winter. Food has been my biggest challenge. I know it seems simple to say, but securing a long-term food source should be your main goal. I also think you should be ready to restart a couple times before you get the hang of the game's pacing. Trust me here, I've started over several times. Alright, there you have it. Those are my start tips to help you get through those first couple of days in Aska. What did I miss? Have a tip you think could help? Share it with me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.